What's happening?
Not much. Annoyed at these fucking this prick for Gumtree no showing up.
Imagine you just walked into your room right now and heard that. I'm a what for Gumtree?
God, I don't know. I just why he just
It is a waste.
like literally. It's like, oh, is it all right for me to come by and pick it up at 4? Aye, that's no bother. Text me at like 3:30 saying I'll be there soon. It is now 10 to 6, nearly 2 hours later to when he was supposed to be here, and just nothing. No showed up, no reply to my message. What the fuck?
I mean, that is just like a huge waste of time. Like an actual huge waste of time. Maybe he found a different address and somebody else had sold him Pokemon Go. Like, sorry, whatever the game was, sorry. I don't know.
Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snapped.
I don't know, man. It's just weird. I don't know why people do this shit. But
I mean, I will admit, I'm guilty of it through Messenger, where I'll sometimes like ghost people. Because I think with Marketplace and places like Gumtree, they've got things you want like right there. You could immediately get something that you want that you'd seen, kind of thing. But it's not until maybe you think about it where you're like, oh well, do I really need it? Or can I really afford it? So I'm guilty of like ghosting people that way. Like, but on Messenger. But to say that you're physically going to come and get it.
to get that far.
That's different, aye.
It's just like, my god. I nearly lost my shit as well when I went in the main street. So, for those that don't know, basically waiting on a guy that I'm selling something on Gumtree, the website. Guy's supposed to show up the day. He's no showing up. It's like after 5 o'clock. He's over an hour late, and I'm like, I need to go to the shops.
Yep.
To get some stuff, and I don't want to be waiting in this cunt forever. So I'm like, fuck him. He's no showed up for over an hour. So I'm just gonna go to the shops. And if he showed up, I'd just be like, well, you were supposed to be here an hour ago. You can wait on me.
Absolutely.
So I went out of the main street, and I was, annoyed. In a bit of a annoyed mood, having to wait on this guy, and he's no showed up and all that. So I'm just already a bit annoyed. Get to the main street, walking up to the co-op, and these teenagers that are just hanging about in the main street as they do.
And it's Friday, and they're feeling their attitude.
And these two of them, there's like a kind of decent sized group of them, and there's 2 of them, and they just start screaming at each other.
Dear me.
Like, one of them
screaming, like arguing, like
no, like just going at each other, like actually just screaming as loud as they can, just that at each other for no reason,
noisy.
right? And I was like, what is happening? Like, the first time it happened, the first time I heard it, I didn't notice it, like it was them doing it, because they were up a bit for me, and I thought it was like 2 young kids, because sometimes young kids, they'll just scream at fucking random shit.
Young kids, aye.
So I thought it was like really young kids, but then they kept doing it, like, and I was like, what is that? And then I seen it was like 2 teenagers, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And they were just doing it, and they just didn't stop. Like, I think they must have went back and forth like 7 or 8 times at each other, like as loud as they could. Like, it wasn't like just like like that. It was like really fucking loud, and I was actually ready to snap. I was ready to snap, and like it got to the point where I was just about at the door of the co-op, and they were like a few feet away from me doing it.
And it'd be really loud.
And I was literally like, if they do it one more time, I am genuinely going to look at them and say, shut the fuck up. Right, I actually shout at them. But before I did, somebody else did. So I was like, right.
There's also a problem.
Aye, because there was a lot of people about, and they were just doing this shit, and I was just like, this is the cringiest shit. What the fuck, man? I think I genuinely, if nobody else said it, I think I would have actually snapped at them and been like, can you shut the fuck up and stop doing that? Like,
you're ruining my day here.
I was ready to lose it. My god, man! Like, why do that? Just screaming at each other like that, just for no reason.
It sounds like a game of bogeys, but rather than like saying bogeys, you just scream. And it's like who can scream the loudest for the longest. Because obviously it's embarrassing. And I think they know that it's embarrassing. That's why they're doing it. They're like, essentially, they're just screaming to see what will happen
No,
if they just scream loud enough.
just
You
being
know.
wee annoying arseholes. My
Mhm.
God. So
That's kids. That's
fucking
kids.
Jesus, man. Aye, went in,
So you're
got my
having a
shit.
time out.
I was having an alright day until all this shit, and then it was just annoyed, and I'm just like, fucking god damn it. Ugh.
Well, do you want some good news?
Sure.
I died in Elden Ring against a boss.
I died.
I probably shouldn't
Great
have been
news.
fighting.
Alright.
And I lost a very considerable amount of runes for my character and level. It hurt very much.
Oh, everybody goes through it. I was
Very
a bastard.
Very stingy.
So we've not done a podcast in a couple of weeks now. So for people who don't know, John got into Elden Ring. He caved and decided to buy it, and he's been playing it the past couple of weeks. We've done a wee bit of co-op as well on it. But
it's been fun. It's been really fun.
Aye, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's I've been loving the wee clips you've been sending to the group chat. Are you getting fucked by all the same things that we get fucked by? The archers. That just snipe you if he's so far away. And then the horns in that castle area.
Horns. Right, can we talk just for a quick minute about the design, the absolute design of those hands?
They are so fucking creepy.
They are so creepy. Do you know what they remind me of? They remind me of like an old witch kind of hands.
Aye.
Like they're just so creepy and they're so scary. Actually, so scary.
Very scary. I got very lucky in that area because I never got jumped by one of the ones underground. I was like very cautious going in, and I was looking about, and I seen one of the ones that like are hanging up on the walls, like up above.
Yep.
I spotted one of them first before I seen any other ones. So like I already like knew. I was like, oh, I obviously had that vibe of like, oh my god, what the fuck are these things and all that, but I never got like hanged by them. And then for their own, because they were up there on the walls, I just like played very cautiously in the area. I was just trying to be very wary of my surroundings. So
looking for anything suspicious.
So I did notice them like hiding underground, their fingers popping out. I was like, is that one of them waiting to grab me if I go for that item? And so I got very lucky that I didn't get got by that trap.
I completely let my guard down. Completely. I was like, oh, this is a safe area. No. Absolutely not. This area that I found, right? The enemies, there's two of them. They're blue. It's underneath the academy. Obviously I'm at a low level. I don't think I should be there. Okay. Like I can get through it to the boss, but the boss is particularly difficult. Can we talk a minute about the salty ass, actually just salty ass communication you received when we were playing co-op?
Fucking, so I tweeted about this and that, so I don't know if some people might have not seen it, but me and John, we were playing Elden Ring. We were playing Elden Ring co-op together. He summoned me to his world, and we were fucking about, we were in the Raya Lucaria school fucking place, going through there.
Spellcasters and shit.
Yeah, all the spellcasters. And we got invaded. That's what happens when you're playing co-op. We got invaded.
You expect it.
It wasn't even the first invader of the night. Like we had like one or two before that, I think.
That's true.
But his character's name in the game was Bully Losers. So I was like immediately like, alright, what the fuck's this guy all about? Like, I was just like immediately like, fucking get a grip, mate. Like, Jesus.
It's a bit extreme.
You ain't get hot shit because you're invading people and that. Like, fucking get a grip. So he was waiting like right outside the boss door that we were going to, and he was using the fucking OP fucking Rivers of Blood samurai swords that are like very OP. And he like went for John immediately, and John's obviously still new to the game, so he got kind of fucked by him.
Completely railed me into the ground.
Aye.
Like there was just no recovering.
And I was like, oh god damn it! And then I just went in and attacked the guy because John died anyway, so it was his world. I was gonna get like sent back, but I was like, I might as well just attack this guy, and I managed to kill him before like the session ended. So he died as well, and I was like, I was just like, haha. And then
little victories.
Aye, so I was just like, lol, got him back. Even though he still gets his shit and all that, but I was just thought it was funny that I killed him. And then I immediately, like, it was like within like 10 seconds after it, the guy messaged me and he said, what was it he said? I fucking let me find it. I can't remember exactly what his phrasing was.
He tore you apart.
He messaged me and just said, cheats and losers. Right, that's all I said. Right, and I'm like, and I was just like, in my head, I'm just like, mate, get a life. Like, you're invading people in this game, called yourself bully losers, and then because you kill the host that you invaded, do you then go to your way to find their names? Like, cause that's saying it's not like an easy thing to find the people in Elden Ring's names that you're playing, like to like find out who it is and what their gamer tag is, so you can message them because we're playing on Xbox. It's not like fucking Call of Duty lobbies where you can just like go to their name and then like message them for there. Like I think he would have to go and he has like settings and go to like recent players or something to like find who to find us. So like he's really got his way to do this to then message us that. Absolutely. And I was just like, mate, like Jesus Christ. So I replied, get fucked, nerd, because I kill him as well. So I was like, get fucked, nerd. And
I think at this point that's a very reasonable response.
I feel like that's a reasonable response. He's
completely went out his way to kind of message you and target you and be like, just hit you with shit. Like there's no need to sit. So
he's been very he went out his way to message me being toxic, so I hit him back with it.
Yeah.
And then he messaged me.
And Microsoft banned you. Absolutely banned you.
He replied saying you lost, right? And then I was going to reply. I was going to reply to that, and I was going to say, "Oh well, I got you too," you know.
He maybe thinks that you're messaging, or he's messaging me.
I guess he doesn't know which one was the host. There's nobody for me to know which one was the host. So
if he's gone by the last two gamer tags, but even at that, even if he did think he was messaging me, that's still so salty. Like to invade somebody else's world and then like kill them, which is fair enough, right? If that's the game.
That's a fair enough thing to do, but to
then message them and then be like that, cheats and losers, like
just like what the fuck, man. So I went to message him back saying, I got you as well, but it wouldn't let me. And it wouldn't let me send it, and I thought it was just I thought at first it was just like a communication error thing, because at the same time that I was like replying to this guy's messages, we were like reconnecting and you were like resummoning me and shit.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, maybe it's just like fucked up and no sent properly for whatever reason. And then I tried to do it again and it wouldn't let me. And then I noticed that my previous message where I said get fucked, nerd was like deleted. And I was like, wait, what's happening? And then I got a notification thing saying that I've been like banned for like messaging people on Xbox Live and stuff, like just like communication stuff. I got banned for like 28 hours for doing it, for basically being toxic. And I was like, excuse me. Okay.
This is crazy.
I can see where they're coming from with it, but like he literally messaged me first, and I'm just like, that is so ridiculous. Like, why am I getting banned because I tell somebody to get fucked when they came at me with toxic shit first?
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
No, I was just like, nah, that's so ridiculous. So,
I mean, obviously that person's just like really, I don't know. They've obviously got nothing but time in their hands.
I mean. As far as invasions go, it's fair game to invade people. I've done plenty of invading in my time, especially in Elden Ring. But to go out your way to name yourself something toxic and then message the people that you've killed to be more toxic, it's just, get a life, mate. Like, just get a fucking grip. Like, you care way too much about this game to be acting that way. It's just, my God.
And do you want to know the worst it is? I bet you we weren't the only people he messaged shit.
Oh, absolutely not.
That session. Like, we were nothing. We were a splash in the ocean probably compared to the amount of shit.
I find it funny that, like, he's probably been doing this, like, we weren't the first that night, probably, that he'd done that to. And the fact that he was able to message me that shit means he's done it before. And Microsoft didn't see that as something to be banned. For communicating people, like somebody got out of their way to message recent players saying cheats and losers and all that. Like, what? How is that no, like, fucking, how's that no rights for getting banned and shit?
It's just so puerile. Like, it's stupid. Actually, like, just so childish to be like,
ridiculous, man. Oh,
to invite that kind of conflict. Like, to a stranger online that, probably isn't even going to read the message, probably will delete it. It's a lot of effort.
It's just so funny.
Salty
God.
bitch.
Bye, fucking. My God. But you've been having fun with Elden Ring. It's been
I've been
a
having
good time.
a good time with Elden Ring. As I said, like I said this last week when I was up at Rids, but the falling mechanic is interesting.
The fall damage,
Fall damage,
it does feel
yeah.
like you can go for taking no damage to falling straight to your death in a very like slight difference in height.
Aye.
It's aye.
Sometimes for me it's not even slight. Like I've maybe fell for like great heights and just hurt myself, and then other times with a horse, I fell and then done the double jump and landed.
The double
Probably
jump, the double jump.
probably about a similar height.
I don't know if it's by design or no, but apparently doing the double jump is not a good idea if you're falling.
Really?
Aye, it doesn't actually help in any way.
Now see, I've learned from most games that just typically like if you're falling and you can double jump or you can boost or whatever it is, you're better off boosting near the bottom.
Aye.
Because then it kind of resets your fall damage and then like you just fall. Apparently that's just bullshit.
That's just not a thing in Elden Ring. I guess they did that so that people wouldn't be able to cheese their way into certain areas or whatever that they could use that for.
I guess. But then it encourages you to use like the jumps and stuff like that to get to areas.
Aye, it's a bit weird. I've got fucked by it quite a few times early on, and then I just for then on decided not to bother trying jumps too much unless I knew I would live.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think that gone in that you can like double jump at the end to like try and save yourself, but it does not change anything at all.
No, it's bad. Would you like to hear a couple of unhinged Facebook comments?
Oh, okay.
I've seen this week.
Would love to hear that.
And I mean when I say unhinged. Right. So the first one, right? Context is people working from home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like to go into like news articles and kind of see what the people are saying. And 9 times out of 10, it's just people pissing into the wind. But like sometimes, like if you go through the comments, you see some like gold, just some like absolute crackers.
Mm.
So it's about people working from home, and people were kind of arguing about whether people are more productive or less productive, and it's really kind of down to the individual. Some people prefer the office, some people don't. Some people like a hybrid mix, whatever it is. So this person. This is a comment, and I'll give you the comment as is. Rubbish. Oh, before I proceed, I'll give the preceding comment so you can understand where she's coming from.
Okay.
Because I don't want to just say the comment out of context and people take it. I want people to kind of see it as I've kind of seen the comment. So the comment before is like, I work from home and not having to commute every day and the hours I'm wasting, transport issues means I've got more hours in my day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no change in the standard of my work, and it's better for me personally because I get stressed out with commuting.
Yeah, makes sense.
Very valid.
Very valid.
This person, rubbish. This is causing the breakdown of humanity. Businesses closing down, high streets gone, people with more anxiety, no communicating with our friends, people getting fatter, horrible woke society, not for me.
How fucking dramatic can you possibly be? Where is she even getting all this information from?
I know, but she's telling this.
Where is she getting this from? This is a thing? What the fuck?
I honestly, like, see when I read that comment, I just imagined somebody at the other end of a screen, like, and their whole world was just on fire.
That's so crazy.
Like, so that's one.
My God.
So the next one I seen was one of these like TikTok videos, and it was a guy bleaching his shoes, or bleaching these old shoes in a way to kind of bring them back to white.
Okay.
And people will tell you that probably doesn't work and it'll melt the glue in the shoes and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, this person commented this. So being an old lady, would someone like to tell me the point to all this? Was he trying to change the colour or get rid of the smell? And what was the point of filling an old pair of slippers with expandable foam? Sometimes, when I look at stuff like this, I can believe that not only has the world gone mad, but the people must be so bored that they need to find a purpose in life before they die from the effects of their own stupidity.
Fucking hell, you must be fun at parties, then. Jesus.
I know. I was
My
like,
God, the cynicism, or whatever the fucking one. Sounds like just
cynicism.
just how can you be so cynical about something so innocent?
People putting their shoes in bleach for clickbait videos, and she's like,
"It's the end of humanity." Fucking Jesus Christ.
Do you know, a part of me's like that. Maybe they're onto something. They must see something I don't. You know?
It's funny to me that, like, people they've got so many ideas, because of how easy it is to know what other people in the world are up to now because of the internet and that, and it wasn't a thing back in, like, you know, the 90s and 80s and, you know, before.
True, yeah.
It wasn't a thing that you would really be able to know, like,
instantly.
All this information about what other people
are
are doing with their lives and all that. And people seem to think that, like, it's like, oh, the world's so different now and people are doing all this and oh, they never used to do this. And it's like, no, they did. Probably. You just didn't know about it. Because how would you possibly know about it? Like, you just wouldn't. Like, that's just...
Unless it was, like, in a letter or... like a rudimentary phone call.
It's like the only thing that's changed is that your ease of access to the information that other people what other people are doing with their lives. But, like,
you're absolutely correct.
It's just oh my God.
I guess that's the thing. Like they're seeing essentially like young people with phones. Like I guess they're only seeing a version of what they post online, which is obviously a lot of the times not the truth. But they basically see these people just having fun. These people just dancing, doing stupid pranks and, like, you know, just acting the fool, and they're just like sitting in their armchairs, like, nah,
that's great.
This is the world's gone mad. People are happy.
These fucking old arseholes like that, just sitting in their chairs. They see these videos and they're like, oh, they should be spending their time better doing this and that and working and blah blah blah. And it's like, first of all, this is something that probably took maybe like half hour out of their day to make this fun thing that they wanted to do. It's no something they're doing 24/7. And
absolutely.
The fact that you see this and think that is what they're doing 24/7, you're just like, obviously that's not what they're doing. And the people that say that shit are the same people that probably sit their arse on the couch and watch fucking the telly like 7 hours a day, watching shitty game shows and daytime TV and all that, and they're telling other people how to spend their time. It's like, fuck off. Get a grip.
Absolutely. Get a fucking grip.
Christ.
You don't need to, I've always found this, like, why tell other people how to live? Like, in any kind of way, like, you can always have concern for people because some people live their life maybe dangerously or on a knife edge, but that's up to them.
Aye, it's weird how obsessed some people are with how other people are spending it. Like, if someone is doing something with their life that's completely harmless to themselves and other people, they don't hurt anybody with it, and they're just doing it for fun and they're not hurting themselves, why the fuck do you care? Why do you think it's any of your goddamn business to tell them whether they should or shouldn't be doing that?
I will say this, like, obviously because of older people and the amount of work that they've done, like industrialization, there's a lot of stuff that we have that, you know, we probably wouldn't have had at this point had they not worked for it. So, like, us as a younger generation, we've got more time for leisure because, you know, we're not building cities or we're not building whatever it is. We've got more time to kind of stop and kind of look at the world. So when, like, older people, like, absolutely thank you for the world you've built, but that doesn't mean you get to dictate how we enjoy it.
Does
that make sense?
I do find it funny though that some people, some older generation people, they have this weird thing where, like, people will come up, people will have talking points about stuff, making things in the world better, like fucking, what's a good example? Like in the US, when they talk about free healthcare and stuff, when the topic comes up, you'll always have these people that will have this weird the weird argument they have where they're like, well, I grew up having to pay all my medical bills, so why should people nowadays, why should they just get free healthcare? That's no fair, because I had to do all this and I had to live through all this and spend all this money on this. And it's like, that's so insanely, such a selfish way to think. It's like, I had to suffer through this shit, so you're not allowed to make it better for other people now, because I had to suffer through it, so everybody else should have to suffer through it. That's insane.
An example closer to home is obviously the students, I think, young people between the ages 16 and 22 can get free travel. And a lot of people were like, oh, why are we giving university students free travel so they can just go and piss up their, their spare money? You're like, so that's what you would have done, obviously. You're being like, well, if I had any spare money as a student, I would have pissed it up. Okay, well, if that was your experience, that's cool. But I think that's everybody else's experience. I think there'd be like smart people out there who would maybe keep their money for, well, for instance, like me, I had to keep money for art supplies. I wasn't getting that for free.
It's
so weird. Like people,
so weird as fuck.
Like on comments and stuff like that, I'd seen people were like asking for or saying that, they were making it political. They were like, they've only done that to like so people will vote for them. Like,
I mean,
because there's no other benefit for like students like free travel that they can get home late at night without having to worry about change or anything like that. It's so weird how people just, when something good happens to people, they just can't see the good in it.
They cannot. They just can't. And even that's the thing, I would be like, even if the only reason they're doing this was to be getting to people to vote for them, okay, there's the byproduct of that is still a good thing. So why are you complaining about it for?
It's true. It's like, I don't know, it'd be like somebody being like, well, here's this new service for everybody that everybody can use and it's free.
How dare. I'm not having that.
What? Like, it's almost like a red flag to a bull. Here's something great. And they're like, hey, what? No. That can't be something great.
I mean, how far back do you have to take it to be like, well, why? Like, like when you think about the insanity, like when you went back like fucking years and years ago where they were like, oh, we've got indoor plumbing now where we can just have water in our house running. Like, and back when I was your age, I had to walk 2 miles to a well to get water. Why should you have the convenience of indoor plumbing? No, this is fucking gone mad.
Exactly.
It's like, what the fuck? Just chill it. God damn.
I mean,
be happy for people.
Yeah, it will absolutely happen to us. There'll come a point where people are just happier doing something, and maybe we're used to no doing that. That doesn't mean we're like, everybody should suffer like I did.
Yeah,
What's the point in that?
The whole these people are just so fucking against any kind of progress in any way whatsoever. If it's not something that directly benefits them in some amazing way, they're like no for it at all.
Or if it's an idea that they came up with.
People piss me off.
People do annoy me, but I don't know. Maybe they're not all bad. We absolutely, on this pod, we people bash probably about 80% of the time.
We do. We
absolutely just sit and read people for filth.
Aye.
But, I mean, I guess that's our experience. I was thinking about this today. I don't think there is, like, let me preface this by saying that there is absolutely shitty people.
Of course.
There is absolutely, right? But I think that a lot of, or some shitty people, aren't really that shitty. They've just kind of been, I don't know, led on a path of self-destruction, or they've just been kind of being the victim of their circumstances and their environment, if that makes sense. So, if that shit didn't exist, there'd be less shitty people. So see if poverty didn't exist, there wouldn't be shitty people trying to rob other people, would there?
Aye, it's one of the things where I mean it's one of the things where like there's it's so different for different people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some people that will grow up in poverty and it'll humble them, make them be really really appreciative of stuff because they know
And
what it's like to
hardworking.
have because they know what it's like to have so little. But then there's other
Absolutely.
people that will grow up and be very resentful for the fact that they had very little
Mm-hmm.
and shit. And it's like you can have such different even for something like that, you can have such different outcomes. But I don't know. It's I mean you could
True.
put it down to like you know like how good their parents probably were as well. Like if
Mm-hmm.
they raised them well.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
like a lot of things would obviously
it's
come into like
there's so many factors for shit, man.
factors. Yeah.
Because I mean, there's plenty. Obviously, we're obviously not going to sit here and say like, oh, if there's no poverty, there wouldn't be any bad people. Because there's plenty of absolute
No,
wankers that are born in
absolutely.
fucking and like rich families and even like middle class families that are like or and shit like people that
Mm-hmm.
are decently well off. There's plenty of arseholes that come for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I guess
so
what I meant by like if poverty wasn't there, you would get less people stealing. I kind of just meant that like if you take away like people that are suffering, you're less likely for people to like develop into like bad characters, like um,
aye.
really defensive, aggressive. If you take away like, I'll put it this way, you wouldn't try and plant nice trees in really shitty soil.
It's that hanging to where that whole that saying that is very popular, the whole, money doesn't buy happiness, is just
Yeah,
complete bullshit.
it's true.
It just is
It's really true.
complete bullshit. Like nobody's gonna sit like obviously having nothing but having just hundreds of money is not just automatically gonna make you a happy person. But
Nope.
having money also
God, does it
isn't
help?
it's like it helps a lot because
Hmm.
having money literally just means you don't have to have it. You don't have to have worries about anything. If you
True.
have money, you do not have to. There's so many things that you don't have to be stressed about and worry about. It's like if you've got money, you don't have to worry about how am I going to eat this week? How am I going to pay my rent this week?
Yeah,
How am
absolutely.
I going to do this and that? How am I going to be able to do this and that? Like there's so many things in that. This fucking just bullshit, fucking propaganda. Like
Hmm.
money doesn't buy happiness that they've just pushed.
Well,
It's just
this is the thing. Like, if everybody's rich, then nobody's really rich.
aye.
So I've found this that like a lot of like people that you see online, like like bullshit investors that, or people that try and sell you pyramid schemes, like they're broke. They have no money. The money that they get is from you.
Aye.
They want to spend your money rather than like theirs. So I think I don't know. Money just really is a weird one because I think there's a lot of people out there that have got money that are then targeted because they've got money, or like celebrities. People don't know if they're really their friends because they have money.
Aye, like there's I
You
have
know.
been having having money and being like rich and well off is
Mhm.
definitely got its issues that you have to deal
Is
with. Where you do have
Yeah,
that is one of the
absolutely.
biggest ones. No knowing
Hmm.
if people are really no knowing people around you actually care about you and are actually your friends or if they're just trying to leech off you. They're
Or
just
just I it's just
they
about
just
your
see you
money.
as like they just see you as like a fucking bank basically. You'd be like, oh, if
Hmm.
I'm nice to this person, I'll be able to they'll give me stuff because they're loaded and all that.
I That's it.
Um,
Or I'll get to go places or get
because
it. You know.
I've always said to myself like if I ever like if God forbid the day comes if I ever somehow like win the lottery or some shit like that I've always said to myself like I would probably tell very few people
If any,
if any. It would be
if
like
any.
my parents and like maybe a couple of like really close friends and even them I'll be like
Hmm.
don't fucking don't go about telling people that I've
No.
like got all this money. I would not want people to know about that shit
Hmm.
because I mean my God.
This is the thing. Like when you have a lot of money, people expect certain things for you to do with that money.
I
People expect you to spend that money. Like Elon Musk, everybody's like, well, he said, oh, he could solve world hunger if he spent all this money. Well, people are like, well, put your money where your mouth is. Spend your money and do this. Do you know what I mean? And like celebrities, I think as well. Just because celebrities are an easy example of people with money, or sports stars, stuff like that.
mhm.
People are like, you've got like J.K. Rowling, you've got all that money. but she gave half of it to charity. As much as she's a transphobe, she gave half of her money to like charities throughout Harry Potter filming and stuff like that.
Aye, I mean she did. I kind of cannot fault her for that at all. She definitely has given a lot of money away to good causes. And that's one thing that is an interesting thing, because I did see today there's all this talk about how Elon Musk is wanting to like spend all this money to buy Twitter.
Aye,
And
I've seen that.
It's the most insane shit, because it is like I've seen people say that exact thing where they're like, you're going to spend all of this fucking money on Twitter just because you don't like the way it's run, or just because you like have got some weird notion about freedom of speech that just is not a thing. Like, it's a fucking private company; they can like have whatever they want on their website.
It's literally their company.
And you've got this weird thing about it's fucking freedom of speech, and I'm going to buy Twitter so that I can have it the way I want it. And it's like, it's such a waste of money. Like, just that much, like, that is a waste of money. Like, he doesn't want to buy Twitter because he thinks it's some good investment for his, like, for him, or like that's going to make money or anything like that. It's like literally just. I don't like that people say this thing about me. I don't like that they say it, but I don't like that people are like, I don't like that Twitter calls out this, like, you know, fake news about my products that tell people they're good and all this, like, just shit like that. He's just like, he doesn't like it, so he's like, I'm just gonna buy them and fucking so that I can control it. And it's like, mate, that is money that could go to help people.
Absolutely.
Like, you have just absolute hoarder of money, literal fucking dragging in a pile of gold, just letting what you have anybody else have it, using it for like the most just like dumb, selfish shit.
Selfish like shit, absolutely.
It's just Christ, man.
I mean, he's no buying Twitter so he can rally everybody, like rally humanity's cause towards them in.
Aye.
You know, he's buying Twitter. I don't know, ego maybe.
He's just
the worst part of the money. Sorry, like to cut you off, but the worst part of the money is like obviously we're all affected by how certain people spend their money.
It's aye.
It's kind of shitty.
I mean, I feel like Elon's a perfect example of like money doesn't buy happiness in a way, because it's like he's literally like one of the richest people in the world, and he's a miserable, whiny wee cunt. He's crying about people not liking him, and the people like say shit about him that he doesn't like. It's like, well, maybe still being a prick, and people will only talk shit about you.
I mean, I don't know if have you read about him? Have you read about where he came from?
Is it no like his parents were like he was born in like Africa or something like that, and then they immigrated.
South Africa, yeah.
I vaguely remember I've read like a few like I've read like the cliff notes of it like fucking forever ago, so I've got very vague memory of the details.
I think the only thing that I've read is what other people kind of parrot. I guess like people say that he had a mine for jewels or gems or something like that, which I have no way of believing that to be true. But it kind of, I don't know. I think we've spoken about this before, where people, especially people with money, make it as if they're self-made. They make it as if they've worked very hard for the money. They've, nothing's been handed to them. But then, Elon Musk, I think, started with $21 million.
Right.
So,
he is absolutely, like, there's weird people that seem to have this idea that he is, like, somebody that started for nothing and, like, built all this himself and all that. And he just isn't he? He just isn't he? He literally had such a handout and had like...
a good start in life.
He literally had he's not somebody that's, like, fucking worked for nothing to get what he's got. He just isn't he?
I mean, look at Donald Trump. Like, he said that he got a small loan from his father of $1 million.
Small loan of $1 million. Yeah,
so that's Donald Trump with a small loan of $1 million. Elon Musk had 20 of that. Like, this is the... See if you've came from nothing, or if you've... Maybe it's not so much came from nothing as opposed from where you've started. You're, like, in a completely different stratosphere. Like, I can imagine going from $21 million to what's he worth? Billions?
Fucking like 40 billion or something, I think. Something like that. Maybe
so
more than that, I don't know.
I guess go like from that kind of like perspective, from $20 million to 40 billion or whatever it is, then I guess that's pretty self-made, because that's a hell of a journey. You know, there's a lot of people that have got like under 100 million, but they never get to the billion, like ever. So there's obviously like something there that like like a hard work or graft or self-made, not as I would say
I mean,
like us.
starting out with 21 million is not self-made at all.
I mean, you're right, but do you know, like, can you not see that like taking that 20 odd million and turning that into billions? I'm not here to like bootlick Elon Musk. I have to make that very clear. I'm not here to bootlick, but I think that maybe we're doing a bit of a disservice by saying he's maybe not self-made, but he's certainly successful.
I mean, he is successful. I can't argue that at all.
Yeah,
But you know, whether that success has come from, hard work and all that, and him really lifting the bootstraps and that, I feel like that's very not probably not very accurate at all. But again,
I mean, well,
aye.
None of us know what it was like or what he went through starting Tesla, and I'm not a patron of them, so I don't read newsletters or shit like that. So I honestly could not tell you how they got from 20 million to billions. But honestly, hard work. I do think that must have took hard work. No matter, even if you're sitting on your arse all day, I think it would still be hard work. Like taking calls, the headaches of managing money. Because I mean, money is really just like Monopoly. There's obviously like a certain amount, and it just moves from place to place. So like, he's essentially, as you say, like he's a big dragon. He's accumulated the wealth. Must have been hard work.
Maybe.
But I think that you did bring up a good point, that the self-made part of it, if he came from nothing, then absolutely he is self-made. Like, if he was born into, like, not poverty, but if he was born in, like, a family that, like, ate on the breadline, or, or came from a large family where there isn't, like, much spare money, all that kind of stuff, then they're absolutely self-made. Like, they took advantage of, like, their country's education system and became a doctor, became successful, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely self-made.
I mean, that is the thing. It's not even just like the fact that he had, the money, but the connections his family would have, that he would, that no other people would not have any way of accessing. Yeah. Like, there's so much more to it than just like, he just had, money.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, like, yeah, it has had a lot of. I guess he's just like played The Sims with fucking the cheat zone. He's just basically like typed in motherload and had all this money falling in his lap, and he's built himself a big mansion, a big company.
He's just such a.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
I just hate how hypocritical he is with this whole freedom of speech bullshit that he's trying to pull with Twitter. Like, he's literally, his whole thing is like, freedom of speech, people should be able to say what they want, blah blah blah. And I'm like, mate, did you sack somebody for your company because they were uploading YouTube videos talking shit about you and your company, and talking about how, just basically revealing all this shit, and you didn't like that, and you fired them, but you're going to sit here and talk about freedom of speech on Twitter and how, people should be able to, say whatever they want on the website. Seems a bit hypocritical to me.
Yeah.
That you're day one saying, aye. It's like, so it's only freedom of speech when it's stuff you agree with. I see. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or it's only freedom of speech, absolutely, unless it's criticising me. Then it's slander, defamation,
aye.
And I can just mute you.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's that thing where it's like, Twitter is a social media platform that is allowed to have whatever rules they want for their platform, and if you don't like it, just stop using it.
Absolutely.
That's it. Just stop using it. But
you don't need
because this fucker's got all the money in the world, he's like, I'm not going to stop using it. I'm going to buy it and then change it to the way I want it to be. It's like, all right, cool.
It's a weird flex.
It's just okay, mate.
It's a really weird flex. It's like, oh, you think you can criticize me? Oh well, I'll just buy you. Do you know? He's seen that end scene in Justice League where Batman and Superman are standing, and like Superman was like, "How did you get back the house?" And like Batman's like, "I bought the bank that owned the house." He seen that and was like, "I'm adopting my entire personality around Bruce Wayne."
Aye, aye. He just fucking man.
Can you imagine like people who really like speak it against him and like I don't know, just really criticize him really harshly online? Do you think he visits them dressed as a bat in the night and just scares them?
Fucking. I wish he wishes he could be fucking Batman.
I mean, if you had all the money, would you become Batman?
Probably not.
Or would
No.
you become your kind of own version of Batman?
I probably would just do what I do now, just more comfortably, and I'd probably give most of the money away.
I like that outlook.
I
like that.
literally like, aye.
I would hoard it like a dragon. I would buy Facebook, um, and I'd fly to Mars or something. Because apparently these things used to be like ethereal. These things used to be like just they wouldn't even enter conversation like flying to Mars. But like I feel like people like Elon Musk just keep talking about it. Like we've got to fly to Mars. Like, do we really? Do we?
I mean, when you've accumulated all the wealth of this planet and you've got nothing else to achieve because you've got literally all the money in the world, I guess that is the next step.
He's playing Command and Conquer. He is playing Command and Conquer. He is like, right, I'll buy the Earth, and then as the Earth under Elon Musk's name, I'll go to Mars, and that'll be me. I'll own Mars as well, and I'll be God, King, Emperor, and you know, it'll be my Arrakis, my Dune. You know, he'll control the import and export of space melange.
God,
do you have any idea what I was talking about there?
I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
So the movie Dune,
Okay.
It's space science fiction.
I mean, okay. I've not seen it, but I'm aware of.
If people have seen it, they'll understand the reference. Other than that, that was probably just gibberish.
Have you watched anything recently? Well, watching anything at all recently that's been good?
What have I been watching? I've not really been. I've just been playing Elden Ring. That's kind of all I've been doing. Yeah. That's all I want to do. That's it. That's
pretty much that's pretty much what I was when the game first came out. I was just that's all I was doing was playing it. So I understand.
The more I play it, the more I find out, the more I need to know about it. But I'm trying. I don't want to go online and look at spoilers. So I can only really find stuff out in the game so far at the point in the story that I'm at.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff need answers.
The new season of anime has started. The spring 2022 season has started. All the new shows have been coming out recently, past couple of weeks. So I've been watching a few of the new shows that have came out.
I honestly thought you were about to say the new season RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars.
Why would I ever? I don't even watch RuPaul's at all. Why would I talk about a new season?
Well, because it's all the winners coming back for an all winners season. It's like a superstar season.
Is it?
They're running out of ideas. What do you want for them?
I mean, they can only. I mean, with the premise they've got, there's only so much they can do. Surely,
there really is. There's only so many times I can see that same stage and just go, "Oh, you know."
Aye.
But so that actually brings me to our guest, RuPaul. Can you imagine?
I did that.
I think you would actually strangle RuPaul for the no because she's done anything to you personally, but because of the amount of stuff that you've just like heard without wanting to hear it.
I don't hate RuPaul's Drag Race. I just have a disinterest in it. I don't have
I don't know.
I don't have any negative feelings towards it. I have just no interest in it whatsoever.
You don't know what you're missing.
I do know what I'm
Shade.
missing because you've made me watch a bunch of clips for it, and at no point have I been like, I need to watch this.
I've actually probably sat you down and made you watch seasons upon season. You've probably seen it all. You've actually probably seen every bit of it.
I've seen quite a good amount of it.
Mm-hmm. Does it? Do you ever like surprise people with your RuPaul knowledge, like just out in the wild?
I
Like
actually,
somebody will say something like RuPaulian.
there's people, there's people I know that watch it, and I asked them, or I asked them if they'd seen that fucking, that guy, the one that you showed me. What's their name?
Jimbo.
Aye, Jimbo. Because you
Yeah.
showed me that, and it was like one of the most insane things I'd ever seen. I was like, and I knew they watched RuPaul, so like they were talking about it, and I was like, "Have you seen Jimbo, by the way?" And they were like, "Who?" And I was like, "Jimbo," and they were like, "What is that?" And I was like, and I sent them the video of it, and they were just like, "I same thing." They were just like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, I don't, and I was like, I don't watch it, but one of my mate John showed me it, so I just thought you would maybe have know about it.
Jimbo's pretty extreme by Drag Race standards. Like it's pretty
Aye.
extreme. It's pretty funny.
But no, I have not been watching RuPaul at all.
So what
I have
you
just been watching
then?
anime. There's I watched that Spy Family, which I think I showed you the trailer for a while ago.
Spy Family.
Spy X Family, it's called.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You did show me the trailer.
And so that started. First episode came out last week, and it was very good. I cannot wait to watch more of it. I feel like it's going to be one of the best shows of the season. It's very, very cute, very wholesome show. I've been very much into like the past like year or two. I have been like so into like slice of life, wholesome fucking shows.
Sitcomies.
Like the kind of animes like so much. Like the romance stuff and all that. I'm just like this entire show is about, you know, these two fucking high school students that have these weird interests and they meet, and it's just this whole story's about them, you know, falling for each other, and I'm like, I fucking eat that shit up. Aye, let's fucking watch it. Love that shit.
For anyone who wants to like judge Rid for watching that,
It's good. It's good shit.
No, not that. Look at anything that's popular these days on Netflix, like stuff like Euphoria, where it's nothing but like teenage lassies taking like drugs in the bathroom and shit.
It's nice to have something comfy to just sit and watch once a week, to be like, and it just makes me feel happy watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been great.
I understand exactly what you mean, and I'll give you like an example that I have. Like, see that game, Tunic? Absolutely loved it, right? I'm glad I played that first before Dark Souls, because like Tunic, you know, they play in not Dark Souls, sorry, Elden Ring. They play similar ways in which like it's obviously more difficult. You have to anticipate enemy moves, all that kind of stuff. But like playing Tunic, kind of because it was soft, kind of built up my appreciation for that kind of game. So then it was easier to play Elden Ring.
I see. Aye.
But I think that if I'd played Elden Ring, it would have just been so intense. It would have just been like, right, this is too much.
Ease yourself into it. I did. I mean, speaking of fucking shit, that's like way too. Oh my god! So, so far I've watched a few shows this season, and one of them was not what I was expecting it to be at all. Kind of threw me for a loop the first few minutes of it. I'm trying to fucking find what the hell it's called. What the fuck is it? It's. I thought it was. Oh, it's called. I think it's just. Is this it? Aye, Skeleton Knight. It's called Skeleton Knight in Another World, right? And it's like, for what I could see, for what it looked like, I was like, oh, this is just very. Seems like a very, you know, usual isekai show. Isekai's like people getting sent to another world, like Sword Art Online is what one you would know. That's like an isekai. You know, they go into the game world, or they just go to some fantasy world and they're from the normal world, and it's like, oh, I'm here, and oh, what's going on?
So
that's like isekai, right? And I was like, this seems like a very run of the mill isekai show for the season. I'm like, okay, you know, sometimes some isekai shows are pretty good. So, and I'm like, and I quite like them. Kind of a guilty pleasure thing. I quite like the premise of isekais, even though they are overdone to fuck. And I was like, I'll give this I'll give this the first episode a try and see what it's about. And it immediately, the first like seconds of the episode is two women getting assaulted by like bandits, and I was just like, okay, this is not how I was expecting this to start at all.
That's not good.
And it was just like, okay. Luckily, it didn't go as far as I thought it was going to go, because there was another show a couple of years ago that I watched that had a very infamous first episode that was very fucking dark, and I thought it was going the same. I thought it was going to go the same way, but it didn't go as far. It kind of started at them like attacking them and ripping their clays off and stuff. But then before it went any further, the fucking like protagonist shows up and just like murders the bandits very gruesomely. But then like the rest of the show, the rest of the episode's like very light and like it's like very comedic and very light and like usual kind of isekai shit. And I was just like, and I was just like, what the fuck was with that first couple of minutes? Like, it just seems so out of place with the rest of this.
Can I make like a public announcement? Like, can we just retire the whole trope of like a woman getting assaulted and being a damsel and the hero whoever it is coming in and saving them?
I don't know.
Like Viva Vendetta started off like that. I'm sure there's countless animes that start off like that.
Oh,
you know, it's just a whole thing. I hate how things just start with like, here's a woman being assaulted or being robbed or being held at knife point, or you know, you're just like, Jesus Christ, who hates women? who here is hating women that bad?
I just I do very much enjoy when I watch a new anime and it does have actual strong, powerful female characters in it. That are not just there to be, you know,
a victim,
a pretty thing to look at and to be saved and all that. So I very much enjoy when they have very badass female characters and stuff.
Because it makes more sense. Like, you know, like, characters go through troubles, absolutely, but I think when you reduce a character to like getting robbed or getting assaulted and stuff like that, you're just basically saying this person has decided they can't do anything. They're like a non-character. They're just there to kind of like bolster the hero. You know, they're just kind of, you're basically just using women as an object essentially in writing, and I'm just so tired of it. I've seen it. You know, it's just so tired.
Pretty much. I'm looking for. Well, that's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to Spy X Family. Is the three main characters is, you know, the guy and then the wife, not really his wife. The two of them seem like they're both equally going to be just badasses and really cool as fuck. So I am excited to see her. She's not shown up yet, but it seems like the next episode she's going to be there. So that'll be good. Cannot wait.
Are they all robots?
No, why would they be robots?
I don't know, like, you said it was like a spy thing.
Aye, there's spies.
You can get spy robots.
But why would that be your first thing to go to?
I don't know, I was just thinking of like Austin Powers.
The spy bots?
You know, the spy bots.
I don't think that is how it's going to be. No.
I don't know. You never know. The mum's a spy bot.
But why?
I'm thinking like how M. Night Shyamalan would write it, but we need a twist. We need... Oh, they're aliens. My parents are aliens.
They're aliens.
What are you having for dinner tonight?
I don't know.
You never know.
I'm probably going to get a takeaway because I've not really got in and I got paid on Wednesday, so I'll probably get a takeaway. But I don't know what I want yet. I'll have a wee look.
A good wee think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner. Alan's going to, so I've kind of got the house to myself for the night. So, I'm going to really make the most of it.
Just pig it.
Pig it. Well, kind of already been pigging it because it's like Easter.
I did get myself a wee Easter egg the other day.
What kind?
Munchies.
Lovely. That is a good egg.
I do like the munchies.
I will say this. I got I got it for Alan as a present. He'd seen like on the telly M&S were doing like this drippy egg,
Drippy egg.
right? And they were making it as if it was like the best egg ever, which obviously they do, but that was fine.
Mm.
So I got him it for Easter kind of thing, and it came in like this wee paint tin, and I thought, oh, that's cute. I was like, there must be some. This must be some, this must be a great something. This is crazy. This is special. It's in a paint tin can. It's called the drippy egg. Cut to opening it, and it was like the most basic egg I'd ever seen in my life. Tasting as well, but like just pure sheer shite, like just cheap shite Easter chocolate, and it had like these faded drippy colours at the top. I was like, I paid a tenner for that.
Oof.
That is disgusting. To sell me one singular cheap chocolate egg, no other sweets or chocolates, and you give me it in a paint tin can, and you charge me a tenner for the privilege.
Oof.
And I was not happy.
That is a big oof.
Money doesn't buy you happiness. That's what they say.
Yep, that is what they say.
So I would much rather spend a tenner on a takeaway
Oh, aye.
than a fucking shitey chocolate egg.
Just wait till Monday and all the Easter chocolate shit will go on sale and that.
Absolutely. I was talking about this. Do you think Easter eggs are being phased out? Do you know they don't have Easter eggs in America?
Are you sure about that?
Like, well, they have Easter eggs, but they don't have like chocolate Easter eggs.
I know that cream eggs are like an Easter thing over there. Like the Cadbury cream eggs in the US are not like a year-round thing that you'll just find in the shops, like in just like any shop. It's like
Right.
It's kind of like a specific like at Easter time. That's when like all the big shops will get like cream eggs in, because they have to
Okay.
import them and it's probably kind of pricey. I imagine. But
Yeah.
apparently, like any other time of the year, if you want cream eggs in the US, you have to go to like specific shops to like buy them, and they're usually like expensive and that. So I know that's a thing for like that's like a chocolate kind of thing, and they probably do the whole like chocolate bunnies and shit like that as well. But I didn't know that they didn't do like Easter eggs.
Well,
I guess.
Aye. They don't do like chocolate Easter eggs like we do. You know how like I don't know, like obviously when we were younger we would get eggs. Or you'd get eggs from like relatives and stuff like that, even if they were like only like a pound. Or really, like, you'd just get like wee eggs, and then you'd maybe get like a bigger egg from your parents or whatever it was. But like you obviously seen the eggs, but it was like pure Ferrero Rocher egg with like all this shit, and I don't know. Apparently Americans just don't have that. But I thought it was because their chocolate tastes like absolute shit.
The Hershey has got a monopoly on the chocolate over there, and it's absolute shit chocolate. So it wouldn't surprise me that they don't have that kind of stuff, just because it wouldn't be that good.
Bad. So bad. I've honestly never tasted shit like it. It's so bad.
They need to get some Cadbury chocolate in America as a regular thing. Cadbury is the bollocks.
I absolutely love a wee bit of Cadbury. Cadbury caramel. Or a wee What's your favourite Cadbury bar? Because obviously like, Americans don't get Cadbury. Maybe that's what we should do in the podcast. Eat some Cadbury chocolate.
I do love a Cadbury Galaxy.
Oh yes. A Cadbury Galaxy?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
A Galaxy bar. It's just smooth milk chocolate.
You're lying. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, you've never heard of a Galaxy?
I've heard of a Galaxy, but not a Cadbury Galaxy.
Is it no Cadbury that do Galaxy?
Galaxy's Nestle.
Is it?
Is it not?
Is it not? Wait, it might be. Oh no, wait, it might be Mars.
Oh, it might be Mars actually.
Because they do. I know. Because even though like there's Mars bars, they do other stuff. No, I think it is Mars. I don't know why I thought it was Cadbury. Fuck, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other Cadbury stuff off the top of my head. I know I very much like Cadbury, like the giant milk buttons, chocolate milk buttons. I love them. They're crack. I could down a bag of them.
Absolutely.
Wispa's Cadbury into it?
Whispers Cadbury, I think maybe. Cadbury Fingers.
They're alright.
I absolutely love them. I could just sit and eat them.
I do like their fudge. The fudge.
A wee
good.
fudge, oh yeah.
Wee fudge.
I do like a wee fudge. Mind a wee curly wubbly.
Oh, wee curly whirly. Good
I've
shit.
not seen them. I've not seen them.
I've not really seen curly whirlies a bit.
I think they're gone. Curly Willies.
Hmm.
A blast for the past. A Taz caramel.
A Taz? Oh, aye.
Taz caramel.
When the fuck did they stop making them?
Absolutely.
Because I mind it used to be that I would go out, if I didn't have much money, and I would go to the van to get chocolate, I would be like, oh, give me a wee Taz, and give me a Freddo and that as well. Freddo and a Taz, like they were, fuck aye.
They were top tier.
It was literally Taz the fucking Looney Tunes character, aye. And it was just this wee. It was a very small little chocolate bar and it had caramel in it. It was fucking great.
That's seen me through some tough times. Like honestly, like if I had a Taz caramel, I was set.
I wonder why they still make them.
I think they know like to coincide with like the Taz show.
I guess
family on an island.
It must have been some fucking deal thing that had gone, and I guess it just stopped because the show stopped. I guess. Mm-hmm. But man, that was good shit.
They were good shit. Serious good shit. This is some serious gourmet shit.
That is so good.
Honestly, like I feel really bad for Americans. Like they're sitting eating the worst chocolate I've ever clapped. My mouth has the misfortune to spit out. It's fucking horrendous. Like it tastes like literal sick. I've been sick many times in my life, and I'm like, wow, that chocolate, it tastes like sick. It's horrible.
I've genuinely actually never tried Hershey's chocolate. I've tried I think the only like American like chocolate I've tried was Reese's, but I don't like peanut. I don't like peanuts and peanut butter, so I just was like, ugh. Yeah,
not for you.
It was one of the things where, and I grew up never liking any kind of nuts, peanuts, monkey nuts, any kind of nuts. I just never liked. I thought they were all disgusting. And it'd been many, many years since I tried anything with nuts in it. And I seen Reese's were like being sold, and I was like, oh, I've heard about these. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to try. And I was like, I'm going to try because everybody talks about them like they're the fucking greatest thing ever. And I was like, maybe I'll try it, and I've not had and I'm like, I've never actually had peanut butter, but I used to not like peanuts, and I was like, I don't know if I still don't, because my taste buds have changed over the years and stuff. So I was like, I'll try it, and I took one bite and was just like, nah. The immediate taste of peanut butter, I was like, that is rotten.
Never again.
It. So I waste money.
I mean, like, I think Hershey's have something like 5% cacao.
Aye.
But like to be considered chocolate over here, I think it's something like 40%. So they don't even have enough. Essentially, what is chocolate in their chocolate for British standard to be considered chocolate? The British people would not consider Hershey's chocolate. It would be, I don't even know what it would be. Sick in the shape of chocolate.
Sick in the shape of... So that would be a fun, maybe no podcast, but maybe like just a video thing to do would be to... I mean, it's something that fucking a million people have done, where people buy sweets and stuff like that for other countries and try them and all that, but that would be a fun thing to do. Try to get a bunch of American chocolates and sweets and stuff and try them.
Absolutely.
We can get them here in certain places. They are kind of expensive though. Sometimes
there is a premium on it, but I mean, it'd be worth it for the fun.
Could be a fun thing to try and do.
I just know that half of them are going to taste like shit. Sorry, America, but
I mean, the stuff that doesn't have actual chocolate in it might be good, like Twinkies, shit like that could be good, maybe.
Twinkies are okay. I've had a Twinkie. But don't know. The chocolate just tastes like shit. I'll never stop saying it. It tastes like fucking 3-day-old sick. Just fucking dried, stuck to the flare, just in a pure patch, and then somebody scraped it together, added 5% cacao, and then, sold it as Hershey's chocolate. It's absolutely dog shit.
The absolute slander on Hershey's.
This podcast is sponsored by Hershey's.
Oh.
It honestly tastes like throw up. Like when people throw up, that's the taste.
I'll have to get one bar of it and try it to really see how bad it is.
No, today, go into a shop, accidentally burst open my packet of the wee Hershey's Kisses, and just have one.
I'm not gonna do that. That is insane.
But some people steal grapes.
But you don't have to open a fucking packet of something, and the grapes don't go off. You know what I mean?
I guess, but I don't know. Maybe supermarkets need to quantify the help yourself policy. Excuse me.
I've never done that. I've never done that whole thing where apparently it is a very common thing where people will just yoink a grape for the fucking produce aisle. They'll just be like, "Oh, a grape! I'll just have one of them." I've never done that. I feel bad doing that. Just helping myself to something I've clearly no bought.
I mean, maybe I've done it when I was younger, as a Wayne. Because Waynes just don't really have a concept yet. But as a kind of adult,
aye,
if I've took something and I've ate something out of it, I usually buy the rest of it. If I'm just shouting about and if I'm it really happens, really, to be honest, and I have a wee snack or something, I'll just keep it there. But from working in the supermarket, I know that some people aren't as honest as me or you, Rid, and some people actually go into a supermarket, do a long slog 3-hour trolley fucking thing, and eat a sandwich, some Scotch eggs, whatever there's in the trolley, and then they eat it and then they just throw the empty wrapper on the shelf.
Oof.
Rats.
That is some rat behaviour.
Rat behaviour. Absolute rats.
I would prefer if you just stole it instead of doing that.
Aye. The fact stealing it and then littering. Not even having the common decency to take that shit home.
Have you ever seen what's it called? Is it gas station? I think it's got gas station encounters.
Station. This sounds wild already. This sounds unhinged.
There's a YouTube channel called Gas Station Encounters. And it's just videos. It's just videos like CCTV footage. This guy who I don't know if he owns the gas station or if he just is the manager or what, but it's just him uploading videos of him catching thieves or and he just does commentary on it. That is fucking hilarious. And sometimes they get away because they just never noticed it or didn't catch it in time. But a lot of the times he catches them doing it and confronts them and or chases after them and shit, and it's just fucking hilarious. The absolute snakery they try and pull, and people they think they're being so fucking sly, and they're just it's so obvious. Oh, it's good shit.
I'm watching one right now.
I very much enjoy Gas Station Encounters. They're such good videos.
That's such a great name, Gas Station Encounters. Everybody's had a gas station encounter, where they've been in a gas station. I've never tried to steal from a gas station though, because gas stations, petrol stations, the security there's pretty tight. It kind of has to be.
Aye.
I don't know why you would be silly enough to steal from them. But anyway, I need to go.
Yes.
And decide what I want to eat for dinner.
Same.
So thanks for listening, listeners, and I would just like to say fuck Hershey's. Hershey's ain't shit.
Hershey's ain't shit.
I will see you in court. You can't even call yourselves chocolate because you're not even chocolate. Duanis know how to make nice tasting chocolate. Oh well, it was fucking Hershey's. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Well, so thank you for listening, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Fucking Lees.